How do we win if I'm always winning?
Right.
I know all I do is win.
No matter what.
No matter what.
It's essential.
I win when we win.
Go ahead, Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah, right from the beginning, she had a vision. It was a daily elevation for essential living. That's that good intention. All you gotta do is listen. Creating magic during uncertainties be the mission. Dr. Sabrina Jackson, serving God must be a passion. Cause being a better person begins with daily practice. Love is the attitude, that's what we gotta do. Mental Health Mondays on Fox News in Detroit, that's Channel 2. Look us up, baby. Gon' do your research from Cass Tech to Eastern. Yeah, we've been in it for a minute. We've been winning for a minute. It's essential how you living for God. It's essential how you living in your mind. It's essential how you living for freedom. It's essential how you living with Sabrina. It's essential. 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 It's essential.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to another riveting edition of Speaking Life with Dr. Sabrina. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Jackson, the people expert, as I help people with people, even if that person is themselves, because I say it every single day. You think it's somebody else with the problem, and it's really you standing in the need of some help. And so that's what I do. I do that in a myriad of ways. I am a clinical therapist by trade. I'm a life coach, a business coach, and a speaker's coach. I created a model called Essential Colors. Essential Colors is a personality assessment model designed to help you understand how you're wired and then how to deal with people who are wired differently. Because I say the number one problem that people have is other people. Because if I'm a chemical engineer, chemical engineering is never my problem. It's who I have to do it with that I have the problem with. So if we learn how to navigate our relationships better, what a great place this would be. And then I do have a nonprofit called Sabrina's Girls, which I go into a high school and I tell the principal that they can pick about 20 girls, and the only criteria is that they get in trouble for talking too much. That's it. That's the only criteria. And then I spend 8 to 10 weeks with them teaching them how to use the gift of gab for good and not for bad. So I teach them about the 7 levels of the speaking industry, how to create a keynote, how to create a one page. We have a glam day. And then they have to create a keynote that they have to then deliver to a feeder school into their high school. And so that is fun time. And then I also am in 14 movies at this point. Oh my God. I think it's 15 because I just filmed a movie this past Wednesday. I did a cameo. And what's nice about the majority of the movies that I'm in, I play a wonderful person named Dr. Sabrina. Oh my God. I love it. I get to play myself. I do. I love that I get to play myself. And then what else I do? I'm an author. I have some books. You can go on the website and find the books. I have some books.
Perfume, fragrance.
I have a fragrance company called Breezy.
Clothing.
I have a clothing line called the Dr. Sabrina Collection. And up under the collection, there is the Essentially You collection, which deals with your essential color. Because I say you take you everywhere you go. So why not wear the color of your color? And so the blouse that I have on today, if you see the green and the green in my collar, all of this is a part of the Dr. Sabrina collection. Yay! I think that's it. I'm a mama. I got grown children. Oh my goodness. I can't believe how old they are. But I am here in this podcast, what we get to do every week, which excites me so. And the reason that the title is Speaking Life, because life and death lie in the power of your own tongue. It lies in the ability of what you say to you about you. And so I am so fortunate that I know incredible people. I'm so blessed. I know incredible people, and today is no different. I have 2 guests today. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. 'Cause I'm always excited when I have men in the room, because I like men. I just like men. I don't know about you ladies, but I like men. And I got a little dark tender in the building today. Denzel, and his name Denzel. What?
With 2 L's.
Denzel with 2 L's.
2 L's.
Mm-hmm, 2 L's. And he's an actor. And he's in town just for a little while. He's from here, but he's in town filming a movie, correct?
2 movies.
2 movies. He's filming 2 movies. He's in town. And so his aunt called me and said, my nephew in town and you need to get him on your podcast. Okay, that's how you do your friends. Your friends call you and say that her nephew in town. Get him on your podcast. So that is definitely exciting about that. And then I have a sister who gave me a gift. She came bearing gifts. Oh my God! Sandra Ware is the founder of Powered to Dream. Oh, don't that just make you want to go? Oh, I want to dream.
I need
to
the
dream.
power.
The impossible dream. I'm silly. I know. I'm silly. What up, though?
What up, though?
It's Detroit. You got to do a Detroit greeting. And can I shout out the Lions? Got to shout out the Lions because the Lions won in overtime.
One of many.
And let me say this. I had the fortunate opportunity. Well, I was going to an event in Easter Market, which I couldn't get to. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy that I couldn't get to it because it was so many people. I had never seen anything like it. I really had never seen that many people tailgating. I had never seen it.
They winning now.
Oh Absolutely. My God. They were everywhere, like down 75 all the way to Mac. It was cars. I said, this is ridiculous. But I loved it.
Yes.
I loved it. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with you, Sandra. Tell me about your business and what you do in the world.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I am excited to be here and just to share a little bit about Powered to Dream.
Powered.
Yes.
I love it.
So Powered to Dream is a nonprofit organization. Our focus is dedicated to helping young people receive access to STEM.
Uh-oh.
So with that, science, technology, engineering, I'm going to add in the A for arts, even athletics and mathematics. So I'm just kind of ad-libbing here.
Oh, they done changed the acronym on us.
Well, I think I just did that.
They done added an A.
Yes, so you have STEAM, and STEAM stands for art. But I'm going to add athletics to that as well because my background is actually in sports. So I started working with professional athletes. I used to work for a sports organization managing their youth program. And in 2013, I made a pivot to the technology side. I saw that when I would take athletes out to schools and community events, everyone would get really excited. But did anything change? And I wanted to be on the side of change.
I love it.
Absolutely. So just
I love it.
Not just making an appearance, but let's make an impact. And when you're going into schools and schools are prepping because they have this special guest, of course, they're giving you the Disney experience. But what happens behind the curtains?
Ooh.
Students need books. They need shoes. They need mentorship. Schools need resources and supplies. So I wanted to be on that side where I could properly communicate the needs of the schools and the needs of our students. And what I found, students would get excited about athletes and football, basketball.
Rappers.
Where's the excitement around math and science?
Woo-hoo.
So do we show up, and you mentioned tailgating earlier, but do we show up and we pack out a gym on parent-teacher conference night?
Yes.
Do we pack out a gym for our robotics competitions and different things like that?
Smart.
So we want to highlight like the e-athlete. We want to highlight those students who are, again, rocking out in math and science and encouraging them and letting them know that math can be cool, just as cool as anything else.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why math is so cool. Because when somebody gives you a check, and somebody gives you some money, you need to understand how to count your money.
Absolutely.
One of the things I love about the movie, because we got an actor in the building, so this is such good synergy today. But the movie Ray. Ray was serious about his coin.
Absolutely.
And they were trying to cheat him because he couldn't see. But oh boy, was he skilled. He said, no. And he counted his money.
Absolutely.
And so I think that the value that goes with math and reading, even just having the intellect enough to read the contract yourself and not needing to rely on somebody else to read the small print. You need to be able to do that yourself when you're moving in these spaces where people are going to have you sign on the dotted line.
Absolutely.
So I commend you on what you're doing. That's amazing.
It's exciting.
Ooh,
it's exciting work. Yes.
Let's jump over to Denzel with 2 L's. I got to say that, 2 L's. Hey, welcome home.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, you were born in 1994.
94.
My son was 1 in 1994, so you're old enough to be my child. Oh my Jesus! So, acting. What made you go to acting? What made you go down that street?
So it was always something that kind of like came natural because I love to impersonate people. You know?
Well, who can you do?
People around me.
Do Eddie Murphy.
People around me.
Listen to her.
See,
do Eddie Murphy.
See, I impersonate people around me.
That you know.
Like my family, coaches, friends.
That's
my mom.
perfect. Oh, that's so funny. My mom.
So I impersonate people, like the people around me, very well. And so before I went to college, it was one of these things where I was watching like Black Hawk Down, SWAT, and I was like, man, I want to be one of them. So when I went to college, my major was criminal justice.
Okay.
So I got there. I'm in the lecture hall, just looking around at everybody. I'm like, nah, this
not my home.
It's not my people.
Let me tell you this. That is such a wise thing to do. Because a lot of people will be in a space that really ain't their space because it don't feel right, but they'll stay there just because somebody said that's their space.
Yeah, it was it. So I was in there for like 1 or 2 days, and I'm like, nah. So I went right to the registrar's office, like, yeah, I want to change it. They're like, what you want to, theater? They're like, well, theater isn't really a major here, so we have to give you like mass communication or speech communication with a focal of theater. So that's what we did.
Okay.
So I got to
what
do
school?
Bethune-Cookman University.
Oh, HBCU.
Okay. Yeah, so that's where I was at. And I got to do a few plays while I was there. I got to do Muhammad Ali, like a lot of stuff during Black History Month.
Okay.
But I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do because I played football there, so my schedule kind of collided.
Yeah, you was busy.
Busy. So from like 4:30 a.m. It was all football. You know, you have classes at 8 a.m. Then once your final class is practice, weights, meetings. So I used to have to squeeze it in between when I got a chance, like plays, outside of like the stuff you have to do for a grade.
Right.
It's mandatory. But,
right.
So, yeah.
I love that because I told my son all the time, you do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. And so you are a great example of being, head down, getting what you need to get done, and now look at you. He was in the movie Color Purple, y'all.
I was.
He was in Color. He was in Color Purple, dancing in the juke joint. What?
But I also have a great village too, because a lot of times I came across people my age who had the same dream, but they was like, yeah, my mom or dad doesn't really think acting is a career, so I'm going to school to be a doctor. I don't really want to, or I'm going to school to do this. I don't really want to, but my parents want to. So I thank God that I didn't have those type of parents.
I love
grandparents. They was like, they always gave me the
let's go.
Go do what you want to do.
Yes.
We'll take care of home. So it was times where I ain't have to pay a car note, nothing. As long as you in school chasing that, we got you. Just focus on that.
That's blessed.
Man,
what?
Thank God for them.
Denzel with 2 L's. I love that. So do you get comparisons because your name is Denzel?
All the time.
Really? What do people say?
Oh, you gonna be the next Denzel Washington? Oh, you gonna be the next? So and they always be like, so I'm guessing your favorite actor is Denzel, and I'm like, he the second one.
Who's your first?
Jamie Foxx.
Let me tell you why you are such a beast in that, because Jamie Foxx can do every freaking thing.
Everything.
He can do comedy, stand up. He can sing. He can play instruments with an S. He can do characters. Wow. And when he did Ray,
that was crazy when you said that. That went right off my head. Jamie Foxx, that's my guy.
Well, I remember when he was nominated for the Academy Award, and I kept saying, if he don't win, If he don't win, I'm going and protesting. And I'm not a big protester, but oh my God, because nobody did anything nowhere near what he did in that role. I
always tell people that if I was born a little later after the Ray movie came out, I would have swore Jamie Foxx was Ray.
Yes.
Ray Charles in real life.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He played him to a T.
He played him to a T. And I think the other thing that was so powerful for him is that he got to sit with him and spend time with him and play with him, and before he made his transition. So that led to how powerful it was to know that the person who you were emulating was with you, saying, "No, don't do that." He told him, "Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it like that." Oh my God, it was so good. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. It just is, because one, I like music, so I like anything with some music in it. So my favorite movie of all time is the Temptations movie. I love the Temptation movies because I believe that David Ruffin. Oh my God.
That's my guy too.
David Ruffin with that raspy voice, and he was just bigger than life. And when he got money, he didn't do what they did. He did him. He had his little glasses on his car. I loved it. Oh, I did. I like when people make something their own. Yeah. And not try to be like everybody else, because God made us unique, and he made us unique for a reason. So I love when Miss Ware talks about how, I was in this lane, but I wanted to move over to this lane so this could be more impactful. And so I'm sure that when you made that decision, people was like, girl, what you doing that for?
Well, yes.
Of course.
But people that know me know that I have a passion for young people.
Okay.
And so it made sense, but most of all, it made sense to me. So when everything stopped, literally, I knew this was the move that I was supposed to make. And there was a disconnect in terms of me just kind of, I would say, being in like La La Land, where my office was, just the places I was going. I was not connected to youth in an organic way where I could say, this is the real need. I can tell you what I read, but I really couldn't tell you, like, I know this. Like, no, I know this to be true because I'm right there on the inside. So when that pivot happened in 2012, it just so happened that some of my clients were actually connected to schools. And when I went in, it was a natural fit. I remember taking on a client who was in tech, actually.
Okay.
And she was my first and only female client. And before anything, I was like, well, I can't take you on because you're not in sports. You don't play in the NBA or NFL. You're not in sports.
See that limiting? I love that.
But she was amazing, and she was on fire for what she was doing. She was, just kind of navigating this tech space. So I said, you know what, I'll take you on. And I started in public relations. And my first start was actually in
first. Not my first start. First.
It actually began in radio. So I interned at radio, and I worked for a PR firm. So that was kind of like in my wheelhouse. So when I took on this client from a tech side, it was more so for PR services.
Okay.
And with that, I was able to, and I'll try to tell this story super quick, one of the schools I was working with, I was able to sneak in 2 8th graders to a huge tech event, and where my client was actually speaking. And because I snuck in the 2 students, I said, hey, don't make any noise, don't touch anything, don't break anything. We're in like a beautiful technology center. And at the end of the event, because it was for high school students, one of the 8th graders actually said, I would like a job interview, when the other high school students were asking for internships because they were headed to college. And with that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I told you not to talk. But someone within that technology company said, no, give them the job interview. And then they had to find like the chaperone. That would be me. So now I'm like, everybody, cards, give it to me. And what I realized 2 things in that moment. That young person had the courage to make the ask.
Yes.
So what happens when you actually make the ask? So with that, the answer is always no if you never ask. And
That's
he
so
went
good.
beyond asking
so
for an
good.
internship, what everyone else was asking for. I want a job. Look, I just need to bypass. And they set him up with a mock interview. And what wound up happening is someone from that company said, hey, we see you're passionate. What other programs do you have? And I'm like, Lord, give me something. And that's where Power to Dream was birthed, literally.
Wow.
So if you do that, if you expose those 2 students, what happens when you expose 200 students? So since that,
absolutely love it.
Great idea.
yeah. So that's
That's
kind
a
of
great
like
pivot.
the quick journey.
So
and people
11
have been-
years.
Yes, and still growing and going strong. So, but it started, I would say, with that ask and just seeing what kind of happened just from that student and him making.
Your auntie, look, watch this. You on the air, ma'am?
I'm on the air.
Yeah, I'm doing my podcast right now. Your nephew sitting right here.
Oh, hey, my baby.
Hey, Auntie.
I was calling. Oh no, she done hung up now. She's so funny. She's so funny. She knew where I was at. She knew what time this is.
I'm on the air.
I'm on the air. Really? Okay.
She gonna come on here and watch.
Yeah, she probably will. I am so encouraged when I hear that story. The part that really got me is the ask. The courage to ask.
Yes.
Because sometimes we'll sit in spaces and we'll have an idea and then we'll keep it to ourselves. Oh, is it ringing?
She calling him. I'm telling her we're on the air.
Oh no, she's
okay.
not calling me. I'm right here on
that's not
live.
true.
And so it's probably somebody else calling me. But I love that because I know I have over the years, at one point was like ask, and then life happened, and then I stopped asking. And so my son said to me one day, he says, Ma, I just got a question for you. When did you get afraid of a no? He said, because I've watched you blaze trails and do things that no one has ever done, but it seems like you've kind of shied away from it. You don't want to. And, life do that to you. I had major losses back to back. And so I was grieving and going through. And people think the people that's helping don't have life stuff. We all have life stuff.
Absolutely.
And so, I lost my father and my brother 29 days apart. So that knocked the wind out of me. And then my mother was never the same. So I felt like I was busy trying to take care of her and making sure she was okay, and then I found her deceased. And so it was all this loss that I had to I had to sit it down and just grieve, because a lot of times we will try to push through something and not really deal with it, but you can't heal what you won't deal with. You just won't. And so after that is when I finally said, oh, okay, it's time to get back out here and do the darn thing. And so I look, Patrice will tell you, I have a new idea. How often?
There's a new idea.
There's a new idea.
Wait a minute later.
Then there'll be another new idea. So I just believe in the ask. So what was your first movie?
So the first movie I ever done was a movie called Birthday Behavior, in which this is when I first came back home and was like, let me try it, because I gave myself like a time frame.
Okay.
If I'm not in something by this amount of time, then I'm
Pivot.
step back and reapproach either one of the dreams again. So that same year, I was blessed to be in 3. So the first one was Birthday Behavior, then The Mule, and then I had met a guy named Gary Crenshaw, which he gave me my first lead role called Coming of Age. So this was the first one where I actually spoke in, and I had like my own storyline. So it started from there. So I would say Coming of Age is the first one that I got to speak in.
And so where do people see it if they want to see it right this moment?
Tubi.
I love Tubi.
Tubi.
I'm in movies on Tubi. You can see Dr. Sabrina on Tubi. I love Tubi.
I'm going to have to check you out.
Check me out.
I'm going to have to check you out.
But what you see here is what you're going to see. It's the same thing. I just do. It's funny because people will call me and say, I want you to come and play a therapist. I say, okay. And then they'll give me a script. I said, a therapist really wouldn't say that. I'm not saying that because that's not what we would say. Really?
Tell them don't play with your profession.
Not at all. Don't play with me because I'm going to do me. I got to do me. So, yeah. And then I'm in a movie on Amazon Prime.
Same. I got a couple on Prime.
What's on Prime?
Absence of Innocence is on Prime.
Okay.
Bond Money is on Prime. Coming of Age is on Prime. It's quite a few. Like I said, if you really just type my name in on platforms,
Go to
period.
IMDb. I just did. He has a very nice profile.
Yeah,
Resume.
I love it. Okay, so how old are you again? 30?
Just turned 30.
Just
February.
turned 30. Single?
No.
You married?
Not married, but not single, no.
Oh, I love it. Not married, but take it. I love how he said that so quick. He was like, no.
No.
Don't get me in trouble.
No, man.
Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. So what has been the most challenging thing for you in this space of being in the acting world?
The most challenging thing? I don't know. Just really finding my way and really learning the game on both sides, in front of the camera and the business side.
Okay.
'Cause if you don't know that, like you said, you like Ray, you're going
they're going to take advantage of
that money.
They're going to take advantage
they're going
of
to take
you.
advantage of you. And your brand will grow, but they'll try to keep you here when it comes to paying you. Like, we know they want to see them. We know they want to see them, but we ain't going to pay them their worth, even though we know they're worth more. So definitely figuring out my worth and standing on it because I'm so nice. You know what I'm saying? I get told that all the time. You're too
so
nice.
nice.
You're too nice.
Do you have an agent?
I did, but not anymore. But I do have a manager now.
Okay, and so this is so good. What is the difference between an agent and a manager?
So the manager is the one who like keeps everything organized. They do the speaking for you. They find you podcasts and shows to go on. The agent is the one who get like the big auditions. So the auditions that I wouldn't get on my own, my agent gets them, and she, they check them out, they send them to me, and then it moves like that. Manager, you might find your manager that has the connections that can do both, to which you don't need an agent. But sometimes it's just about having somebody that's connected to these different rooms who can get your name in there. So it's like back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
I like that because I've been told for years that I need an agent. Sabrina, you need an agent. You need an agent. And I go, oh, okay. So I tried to have an agent or a manager. I don't really know which one she was. But what I did not like about the situation is that everything that I wanted to do, she would go, I don't think you should do that. Well, why? That's not going with your brand. Well, I am my brand. I am. And so I was offered an opportunity to do a sitcom. And in the sitcom, it was a comedy. And I was going to play a character called Dr. Hershey.
Dr. Hershey.
Because he heard me on Michael Collier's show talking about how me and Mike was just joking about how men can't handle all this chocolate. I'll put him in a diabetic coma. And he said, oh my God, is she a therapist for real? So he called me. And when I had the meeting with him, she says, I don't think you should do it. I don't think you should do it because comedy is not your brand. Well, mental health, one of the things we absolutely need is comedy. We need to laugh.
Laughter is definitely medicine.
It's medicine. So I did not take... And I did it. So glad that I did. Got to meet some incredible people. So I just really need somebody that gets me.
Yes. I was going to say you need the right one. So it's definitely a proper pairing.
Yeah.
And someone who understands the vision and to walk you through that. So, yeah. And to take the limits off as well.
Yes, there's no limits. There's none.
I say it all the time is that we serve a limitless God. And the only limits that he has is the ones we put on him by what we say and what we think. So I always say, I'm a Ephesians 3:20 kind of girl that says that he will do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that I could ask or think. So if I've asked it or I've thought it, I ain't thought big enough. Because I'm always going to present my natural so he can blow his super on it. That's the only thing that makes supernatural. So I expect supernatural things to happen to me.
Yes.
They do. And they happen to me all the time. All the time they do. They just happen to me. I'll be walking along, man, in my business, and somebody will go, so-and-so saw you and they want you to come out to L.A. to what? Are you going to pay for it? Yes, here I come.
Yes.
So we have to think and speak, So do you have affirmations that you say to yourself about yourself?
So I was going to say, you just took one of mine, so Ephesians 3:20. But with that, I was thinking, too, because when you say you'll have what you say, you'll have what you believe. And going back to your point, you get what you negotiate. And for me, I'm like, you have to believe who God has called you to be. Not who you think you are or what other people say you are or think, but what does God say about you?
Yes.
And you get into agreement with that.
Linked with that.
So he has called you the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, the lender and not the borrower.
Oh, come on. What does the word say about you?
That's what you line up. When you pair it up against that, that's all that matters.
There is no limits. I say all the time, I say it every day of my life, that God is limitless.
Yes.
And because he's limitless, why are you putting a limit on it? Like, I used to say something years ago. I don't anymore. Thank God. But I used to say, like, if I was behind on a bill or I needed to pay for something, I would go, okay, God, if you just give me $1,000 so I can pay the bill. And he'd give me the $1,000 to pay the bill, but then I don't have nothing else. Why are you saying just, if I just? If I just is horrible language. I don't want to just do anything. I want to excel with everything. And so I tell the story about having COVID. When I had COVID, I was in the hospital for 28 days. And then when I got out the hospital, finally, when I got out the hospital, I had gone to the doctor, and the doctor said, Sabrina, I don't know what I'm going to do with you because you're stable, but you're not getting better. And I think that you're going to have to use oxygen the rest of your life. Well, I speak for a living. I can't be having oxygen on talking. So all that day, I didn't tell a soul. I didn't tell a soul that he told me that. So all day I was moping. I was moping around like, I'm going to be, woe is me, doing a little pity party until midnight. At midnight, I sat up in my bed and I said, Holy Spirit, I need you to go in and fix what's broken. I need you to fix what they say ain't healing. I need you to heal it, and I need you to heal it now. And I praised like a crazy woman in my room, and I went to sleep. And so from that night to today, I've never used oxygen again.
Come on.
So it wasn't, I didn't say, just do this. Right. If I could just not have oxygen. No, I need to be more than that. Absolutely. I need to be healthy. I need to run. I need to be able to sing. I need to be able to do everything that I do, and then some. Put some steak on it. Now. Put some steak on it.
That's it. And put some faith on it.
Put some faith on it. It sounds like we got a room of believers here. It just does. It does sound like a room of believers, and that's where the title of the podcast came from. Because life and death lie in the power of your tongue. So what do you say about yourself? I love it when you said that you went into that room, that classroom, that lecture hall, and you went, you looked around like,
Nah, these ain't my people.
These ain't my people. But then when was the place that you found your people?
As soon as I switched majors, drama, like acting 101, acting 1, voice, it was voice 1, all of those classes, and I found people just like me. You know what I'm saying? Silly. Play all day.
Didn't it feel good? Didn't it feel like you could just go,
That's exactly what it felt like.
I found my people.
That's exactly what it felt like. Even though I was amongst my people, this wise.
Right.
But
everybody
was so serious.
Yes.
I play all day. I joke all day. So once I finally found a room full of people that do the same thing, I knew.
This is my life.
It's my life.
For me, it was because I had been speaking for a long time, traveling, speaking. And what I noticed about people who weren't speakers, they would say, well, why do you charge so much? Can't you just do it for free? Because I make it look easy. So when people think it's easy, they don't put value to it. And so I was like, no, this ain't good. This not good. This really not good. So I went to the first National Speakers Association meeting. And I sat in that room and I went, oh, it's like the heavens opened up. Oh, these were my people. And they were mostly white. But where I was at in my life and what I was doing and the things that I was struggling with and the things, they were saying the same things. And I was like, these are my people. I love those people. To this day, I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them. I do. So, who's your people?
Who are my people? You know what? I am actually, so I would start with my family.
Okay.
And I would lean in my mom. So she is my biggest cheerleader. She will faith me up in a minute. She will tell me about myself in a minute.
Don't they do that?
Absolutely.
Ma'am.
She's like,
ma'am,
I love you. I'm going to tell you about yourself. And I also hurt somebody about you too. All in the same breath. She'll get you together. But she'll also call me to the carpet if she sees that I'm not pouring out enough with our young people. And I'm big on bringing energy to education. So how you show up, how you do anything is how you do everything. So she's the one that will say, hey, what's wrong? Because you're not giving, so the students need you. You have to give more, 120. So she is a big part of my community. And then I have some other people that I would consider mentors, even in the tech and innovation space. Shout out Jillian Blackwell.
That's my sister.
Yes.
Jillian and I started a company years ago together.
Okay,
It was called My Girlfriend's Business.
Yes.
And so it was me, Jillian, and Renee Wallace. And every morning at 4 a.m., we would get on a prayer line and pray. And each day we'd have some little lesson.
Yes.
Lesson for the day. We ain't just pray. We pray it and teach it.
Yes.
Oh my God. And we did that for years, every morning. And when we stopped, I was so happy. I was so happy because I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
I'm really not.
4 a.m. is crazy.
Isn't it bananas? But I promise you, I remember one day we spent the night on a friend of ours' boat. And we still had to get up and do our call. And we were all three there. And they just said, I remember them going, just give the phone to Sabrina. She'll do it. And literally, I was sleeping good as soon as they handed me the phone. Good morning. How are you? My girlfriend's been. I would jump right into it. So I absolutely love Miss Jillian Blackwell.
Yes. So she is someone else that I would consider on my personal board of directors. Okay. So she is one, again, when you talk Speak Life, she's someone who will pray for you in the moment. Not just
right then.
Okay, I'll pray. No, let's stop. Do you mind? Yeah, so she'll just go right in, but she also challenges me on the dreaming portion. So she's like, that's good. Okay, this is cute, but let's remember the guy. Yeah, right, we serve.
Where we going?
We're going bigger. It's the impact, and it's not just going big so you can say, oh, we're doing big. But look at how many people you can actually reach and how many youth you can actually expose to tech and innovation. And that is the goal and that's the vision. So those two women in particular are a huge part of, I would say, my team and my super friends.
I love it. Okay, so what has been the biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge is trying not to take on everything. So I would say... again, you have these, ideas, and it's like, oh man, we could do this, and we're going to take over the world, and all the kids, and we're going to do this, and then people start to bring things to you. Can you help with this, and can you do that? And I think, for me, it's saying no, or I don't have the bandwidth or the capacity at this time, and being okay, because it could be a good thing, but is it a God thing? And just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should do it. So right now, what's the commitment? So if you're committed to working with this particular group of students over the course of 4 years, lock in, get them to where they're supposed to be, and keep doing whatever it is, because that's the piece for me. You have to be committed. So when you give children a promise, you really need to wrap that
young
out.
People, yes. Oh my God.
Absolutely. So because they'll be disappointed, don't be that one. So I have to manage just my bandwidth, the capacity, and support other people in their mission to help impact, but do it in a way where it doesn't like deplete me or burn me out. But I can still help you, but I don't have to do the heavy lifting.
I don't have to do the heavy lifting.
And still stay true to my assignment as well.
I love it. So now let me ask both of you another question. What do you do about work-life balance? Because what you're doing takes time. I already know that you can go from 4:30 a.m. to you already proved that you can do that. So once you get to where you want to be, how do you make sure that you just not work? All I want to work.
Vacation.
Hey!
I go on. I'm planning a vacation right now.
Where you going?
I'm not even sure, but I just came back from Puerto Rico like a few weeks ago.
Were you working?
I was not.
I love it.
I was not.
I love it.
I was not. So I'm about to do. I've done like 5-6 movies since then.
Okay.
So now it's time to go on the next vacation, because like you said, you don't want to deplete yourself. You'll be burnt out, exhausted. You get irritable. So everything gets to you. So it's like, it's time for me to go. Yeah. Leave the phone in the room. I really just want to go on vacation just to lay there.
And not do nothing.
Not do nothing.
That's so smart. But what do you do for fun?
Work out. Go bowling with the family. So we are big bowlers.
Okay, so
big
bowling.
So boring, but
bowl.
it's so sexy.
Yeah.
It's so what?
Boring, but sexy.
What's boring?
Like bowling.
It's boring?
No, it's just not an exciting sport when you think of excitement in sports. I think it's good though that it's a simple thing. He's not like hooping or basketball, but bowling.
Football.
No, I know, I'm sure you do. But just to hear bowling, because when you think of bowling, you think of leagues and like an older person type sports. But it's good to know that the younger people are into bowling. That's what I'm trying
we
to
get
say.
together, we bowl. I go work out, go to the movies, meditate. I sit out in the yard, like, shoes off, meditate. I do my like I said, my affirmations. I listen to guided meditation. Anything to just help me release and block off the world.
That is so smart.
So I was hugging a tree yesterday. They got me on this story hugging trees before I started filming yesterday. We was out like in Traverse City, I want to say,
It was so
or somewhere, out there. So before I started filming, I just was around the tree, just come on, let's do it. Let's knock today out, because I'm going from literally movie to movie. So yesterday was my off day from the other movie I'm filming called A Night to Forget, in which I picked that back up today.
A Night to Forget.
It's a comedy.
Come on. So guess who's in it?
Wow.
Wednesday.
Oh, you was a therapist.
I'm the therapist.
Okay. You were Sean and Keisha.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Man, I can't wait for y'all to see that. I'm the lead in that. I'm Marcus. I'm the lead
They was
in
like, I
that.
don't care about what Marcus says. It's so funny.
Yep, I'm Marcus.
Yes, Kamal was here not long ago, and he was talking about taking off. So when I walked in the room, because Renitas, who called, texted me and said, can you just come today? Just come today. And it was perfect timing, because I literally got back in town Tuesday night. I was home all day Wednesday and left first thing Thursday morning. So the only day I could have did it was Wednesday.
It's beautiful.
It was just, so I just ran in, and he was another one. I said, okay, now I'm not gonna say that. And he was like, okay, say what you want to say.
Shout out to Terry Payne. He the one that wrote it. He definitely has a beautiful script.
Yes.
Man, I love it.
Yes.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious.
The cast, hilarious. Jackpot, Jay Will, man.
Jay Will is a fool.
Man, the biggest fool.
The biggest fool. I love. But I love comedy. I do. And I know most of the comedians. I travel to go and hang out with my comedian friends. And so, yeah, I'm the silly therapist.
That's one of my things. I like to be in a room with the funniest people. Like if I could have just a perfect day, it's to be in a room with the funniest people ever. I just want to laugh until I can't, until it hurt.
Till it hurt.
Like,
top five comedians.
Period.
Yep. Of all times for you.
I gotta say Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
Love
Shout
Mike.
out Mike.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Richard Pryor.
Richard P.
Who else? What's crazy is I really like Ricky Smiley back in the day.
Ricky Smiley.
And probably Bernie Mac.
I'm not scared of you. Okay.
Bernie Mac.
Okay,
It's another. It's more, but
okay. That's your top
off the top of
five.
the head.
That's top five.
That's a good
Top
one.
five.
Ooh, Bernie Mac,
Bernie Mac.
Kevin Hart,
Kevin Hart.
Chris Rock,
Chris Rock.
Chris Tucker,
Chris Tucker. Church of God in Christ, brother. Okay, go ahead.
and I like Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. Let me tell you something. Steve Harvey is so funny on Family Feud. It makes no sense what he's able to do on Family Feud. It just doesn't make any sense. Top five. Patrice. Some more.
I'm gonna throw out some Detroit comedians. Coco. I like also Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, and Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer. Oh my God. Okay. My top five. Dave Chappelle.
Oh my gosh, yes. I saw him.
By far. Hands down. Oh my God. Number 2, Paul Mooney.
Oh,
Paul Mooney, I can listen to him every day. Every day.
He was real.
Oh my God, I love Paul Mooney. 3 would probably be Cat Williams. Cat Williams. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Now, my next 2 are Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson is pretty new, and he's dry. I like dry humor. And then there's a white lady. Her name is Leanne. Leanne is a complete and utter fool. When she talks about her children and her husband, she says, "Oh, I love him." She says, "I love him, and I've been with him." She says, "But I don't think he would spit on me if I was on fire." I laugh so hard. I start laughing so hard. I love her. I just love her. So I watch them all the time. And then, like, my honorable mention would be Steve Harvey on Family Feud. I love him on Family Feud. And to be real honest, I believe that is what helped get me healed when I was in the hospital. Because every day I would just watch Family Feud on TV, and then I would watch outtakes on YouTube with the really funny ones.
And just laugh.
Hysterically. And people would come in my room because, when you had COVID, people would, that you couldn't have company. You couldn't have people come see you. So the nurses would be coming down the hall and be, what are you laughing at? And I'd be like, oh my God, come in here. I'd be crying laughing. I love laughter.
Yeah.
I do. I really, really love to laugh. And I laugh on purpose. Like I purposefully say, I'm feeling some kind of way, then I choose to laugh, because laughter makes it better. It just makes it easier to tolerate, or easier to get through, or easier to shift your thinking. And so you control that. You just do. Work-life balance. What you do?
Ooh, again, laughter. And if you can find like something to make you laugh from like your gut,
giggle,
and
like
you
giggle
just
it.
laugh for 10 minutes straight, like, and nobody knows when you're crying.
Yes.
Those are the best
laughs.
opportunities to laugh. So looking for those, again, funny movies. I like to go to the water. So I will go to the water just kind of by myself at maybe 7 in the morning, maybe take a book or a journal, a nice cup of coffee, Starbucks, and just sit there and just let the wind or sun hit my face and just kind of dream and just sit still. So that fills me up. I think I'm an introvert too.
Okay.
Because I'll just say, like, I'll hang out by myself sometimes.
That's good.
Like, I will
Yeah.
take myself on dates.
Yes.
And I'll just go to a movie. I'll just decide, like, hey, I'm not working today. It's a Tuesday. I'm I'm going to the movies, and I'm just going to hang out all day, and just in Birmingham. And
I love the movies.
yeah,
I
and
love
just
the
go.
movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
and my goal is to go from like 9, the first movie, and stay until it closes.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And just wear like a jogging suit, nothing cute, and just have
Take
all
over
my
the hood.
snacks,
Yeah.
and just see every movie on an off day.
That's a good
and just
one.
take over and just sit right in the middle and relax. And so that's like a big goal. But again, I try to find and steal those times, just kind of to be
Oh
by
my
myself.
God, that is so good. When you said water, that's my happy space. I bought a boat, so now I can just go and sit
Yes,
on the boat.
yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Party on Dr. Sabrina boat.
Hey, hey! It was a dream of mine because I love the water. I love the water. So the next part of the dream is to have my own home that I can pull my boat up to the back of my house.
To the back of the house.
To the back of the house and just leave. Oh, I'm tired of sitting over here looking at the water. Let me go sit on the boat, and then I have a boat that I can sleep on.
Yes.
I can sleep on my boat. So that's a whole nother. And then I'm like you too. I love people, and so you all haven't taken y'all test.
Not yet.
I've taken mine.
You took your test. What's your color?
Orange and
Oh, makes sense.
orange and gold.
Oh, so you have opposites inside of you. So orange personalities are risk takers and rule breakers. They're charming. They're witty. They are the life of the party. The party don't get started till they show up, and they like all eyes on me. They like it, and they like a little competition, but they're very courageous, and they don't necessarily like sameness. They'll do sameness, but they really like to be innovative and free, and that's why that whole when you went in that class, y'all too serious. What we doing in here?
Yeah.
But then the gold is orderly. The gold likes rules. The gold likes order. The gold likes everything has a place and it's in its place and things of that nature. Organization.
Yeah.
Absolutely, having a plan,
When
all
something
that.
isn't organized, it'll drive me crazy.
That's the gold.
Yeah.
And so that's opposite inside of you because between those two colors are opposite in the model. And it's interesting because we all have all 4 colors. You get a number on every color. So you have some of everything in you, but your predominant colors, their first 2. They tied too? Oh,
Both
yeah.
of them was 15.
Oh, yeah. That tied thing is my color's tied, so yeah, I know. It's good. So you got to take your test so you know what you're working on.
I'm excited.
But I talk about your personality because, one, I believe that when we present ourselves for God's use, are we saying use the part of me that I like, or are we saying use all of me? So I say in my model, which is different than other models, is that you need to activate the whole you and not just the parts of you like. So whatever you're low in, that's where your work is. Because when you're dealing with people who that's their number 1 color, that's when the rub happens. Sometimes we think people don't like us. It's not that they don't like us. It's our personalities are clashing. And so once you know what you're working with, then you know how to work it.
That's good.
Thank you so much. That's what makes me the people expert. Hey, that's what makes me the people expert. So I love this. What you doing? So what's your goal? What's your next big goal?
Next big goal is just keep elevating, keep getting better.
So what's if you had to say this would make me this thing would be the thing to just make me say like knock my socks off.
Once it come through and say, we want you to go to this table read with Jamie Foxx. That's it. That's one of them. But my other, a dream of mine.
I love it.
That's the
Like
good
when you
one.
said something about the Temptations, that's one of my dream roles. I want to do a biopic, like
I
a
was gonna
singing,
ask
like
you
New
who-
Edition
which
or
one?
something. Temptations, I want to do one of those.
One of those real life. That's
Singing movies,
so
yeah.
cool.
I think if they ever did an Eddie Murphy movie, you could
I could do it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
You do
speak
look
it.
like them.
Yeah, that's what I thought when
Speak
I first
it.
saw him.
Yeah, you do look like them.
You think so?
Absolutely.
A little bit.
I got a
Yeah.
little
Young
beard.
Eddie when he was in Beverly Hills Cop 1.
I would
Yeah.
say Axel
too.
Foley.
Yeah.
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 Axel.
You do. You could definitely do that. Oh, 5 minutes. Okay. What's your big dream? Your big next dream? Big dream. Big.
Okay, so my big, and this is the first time I'm actually saying
Saying
this
it. Come on.
outside
Speak it yourself.
my
Speak it,
board.
speak it.
But to actually do what I call a STEAM stadium, and to fill up an arena with students and do my version of Tony Robbins meets STEM education. So if you've seen Tony Robbins like Walk on Fire, but just that level of energy, that's what I want to bring and fill up an arena with all of these students and just do all of these amazing science activities and have the DJs and all of the things, but to really fill up that stadium and have it centered around STEAM and STEM
So you know the
engagement.
Lions people?
I do not. I do not. Oh, okay. Yes.
Like a Neil deGrasse Tyson meets Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the vision?
Yeah, that's the vision with the orange carpet and having the students walk and all of the things and the slime. So I want to bring literally the conferences that people pay $50,000 and $30,000 and you're doing that so you can get hyped up and sell and all of those things. I don't want our young people to be 30 and 40 and somebody has to pump and prime you to be excellent and to no, I want us to start doing education should be as exciting and rewarding as everything else. So if we start celebrating and engaging on a high energy level, game over.
Let's do it. I'm down. I'm down. I could be one of the speakers.
Yes.
You know my theme song, besides the theme song that y'all heard, you know, I do have a theme song. That's my theme song. But I do have a theme song when I'm speaking. Whenever I'm introduced, I always come out to DJ Khaled's All I Do Is Win.
Okay. Yes.
All I do is win.
Yes.
I'm allergic to losing. When it looks like I am losing, guess what? I'm winning. So, because I believe what the word says is that all things are working together for my good. It did not say just the good things.
Yes.
He said all things. And so I get excited about everything that I do. I get excited about the opportunities to meet people and to put people in rooms together. We got an actor here that, well, you have an A that now has arts and athletics. He's done both arts and athletics. Sounds like we need Denzel with 2 L's a part of the team.
Yes.
That's what it sounds
and
like.
A for acting. Too.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Oh my God, let's see. We put them in the room together. We had no idea.
None.
And we are ready to make
Magic.
the Ford Field. We're gonna be at Ford Field and have what's the man's name? What's the man's name? The Bedrock Man. Dan Gilbert. One of the sponsors.
Yes.
You just gotta
Yes,
write
yes. Okay. Yes.
it. Write it.
Speaking it out there.
You gotta write it because when you write the vision
And make it plain.
and make it plain so those that read it can run with it. So we need to make sure that people have something that they can run with. And we can be sponsored by Fox 2. I'm just saying. I'm going to have Fox 2 people. You know, my thing is, and this is what God is really showing me, just about me. I know incredible people. I do. And my son says all the time, he said, Ma, you don't ever ask your people to do nothing for you. You'll connect them with other people. I do that all the time. But you don't have them do something for you. So now I'm having people do things for me. Yes. But I'll help you too.
Thank you.
Where can people find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn under Sandra Ware, and also my website is powertodream.com. So you'll see some of the projects that we're working on, and yes, please reach out.
Love. How can people find you besides on the movies?
I'm about to say all social media platforms. Denzel Dandridge. Denzel with 2 L's.
2
Remember
L's.
that?
2 L's.
2 L's.
2 L's. Y'all go and follow him. He cute. He cute now,
Friend.
but he take it.
He got our boat.
You gotta
Back up
back
off of them.
Back up.
Back it up.
But if they like my grandmother used to go, well, is he married? And I would go, no. She says, well, then may the best woman win.
Oh.
And I would just make sure I was the best woman. I was like, ooh, my grandmother had a little game up in her.
A little fire, too.
A little fire. I was like, I'd be moping around. I found out I was dating a guy, and I found out he was living with somebody, and I'm just moping around. And she said, what are you crying about? Is he married to her? I says, but he lives with her. She says, but she's not they're not married. I said, ooh, you a better one than me, ma'am. I'm gonna let that go. I don't want to be fighting for. I don't be fighting for. I want somebody looking for me in a daylight.
All right.
With a flashlight. I'm just saying, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. We will be back with you next Monday, and I want you to spend this week making sure that you say something positive to yourself about yourself. I'll see you next week.
How do we win if I'm always winning?
Right.
I know all I do is win.
No matter what.
No matter what.
It's essential.
I win when we win.
Go ahead, Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah, right from the beginning, she had a vision. It was a daily elevation for essential living. That's that good intention. All you gotta do is listen. Creating magic during uncertainties be the mission. Dr. Sabrina Jackson, serving God must be a passion. Cause being a better person begins with daily practice. Love is the attitude, that's what we gotta do. Mental Health Mondays on Fox News in Detroit, that's Channel 2. Look us up, baby. Gon' do your research from Cass Tech to Eastern. Yeah, we've been in it for a minute. We've been winning.